Okay, how's everybody doing today? Made some progress here in the theater, so I thought I would do a short video and show you. So we got the surround speakers up. These are the Totem Kin Flexes. These mount flush, so they come with a wall plate. They come with a mount, so you save a little money on the mounts, and they also mount really close to the wall. So I won't have a 3-inch mount and then a bookshelf speaker that's deeper than this hanging out into the wall. And that would be almost to the ear of the person sitting here and over there. So these work out much better. I was trying to save some money originally, and then I realized they actually don't have a threaded insert. So these come with a wall bracket, so these work out much better. I also compared them side by side, and there's a bit more sparkle coming out of these, and I'm getting more mid-range out of them because there's just more cone area. So they're great for a surround in here. After hearing these, actually, I thought that I could have just gone with those all the way around, and it would have been a great setup, but I did want to go a little bit bigger on the front three, so that's what I did with the Skies. That 5-inch mid is something special there. I compared that with a bunch of different speakers, and that mid-range is awesome. Or mid-bass driver. I went with black on the front high, my front high wides, as I call them. Just because there's this light here, and I didn't want it lighting up that white. With all these other white speakers, I don't know, I thought it could be too much. So it's a little more subtle up there, and I think it actually works well. Still haven't painted the doors yet. I've actually been enjoying movies too much to do a whole lot with the paint. We got the LEDs up, LED tape light. Now this is just a $28 Amazon kind of kit. So this is not the best of LED kits. So there is sort of a dotted effect because the LEDs aren't very close together. They're like this far apart. So it is leaving a dotted line kind of up there. That's not so bad. I have this aluminum channel here just to block the light, because you can see it a little bit if you're tall and you're standing up. It's more of an issue when you walk in the room. You see it over there, because the further away you are, the more on angle you are with it. So I have to figure out something for that. So in the meantime, I'm just setting that up there. That's actually LED channel that we were going to put the LEDs in, but it doesn't, and there's a diffuser, like a plastic diffuser that goes over it. It actually doesn't make any difference at all on the dotted line effect. I thought it would diffuse it and everything would be great, but it doesn't really do that much. They do make that in black though, and I may get some of that to set up there. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. Or like a toe kick molding and just paint it black. We will see. The jury's still out. So the surround backs are angled inward. The thing with the surround backs, I had to decide, do I want them close together? Because normally you want the surround backs in the wall, like a third of the way in the wall. But if I went that far in, the left surround back would actually be in the right ear of the person sitting here. If it was too far in, that would be the left surround, but it would be coming out of this person's right ear. Same thing over here. So this is like the balance. I want it to differentiate surround back from surrounds, but at the same time I couldn't go too narrow, because then it would be in the wrong ear for anybody sitting in the outer seats. So it's all a compromise for placement. You can see how it kind of lays out there. Compromise for all the seats. They are angled. These are naturally beveled, so these are angling inward, and then the left and right surrounds are angling forward. It's not a very steep angle. You might be able to see it there. Probably can't even see it in the video. But that's what I did. It works out really well. It sounds insane in here. There's really no sound treatment yet, just the really thick carpet and padding, and then the natural diffusion of having furniture and people in here. I have a couple sound panels that are just sitting here that I had in my old apartment system, but just to sort of help with that first reflection point. But I still have to figure out something to do sound treatment all the way around the room. But it sounds pretty amazing in here, actually. My favorite demos so far, when people come over to check it out, Blade Runner 2049, when he goes, "You want to go for a ride?" And then they go flying, and the music starts and everything. That sounds awesome. That's in Atmos, in HDR. Also, Fury, Scene 4, when the 4 tanks go across that field and throw shells all over the place. A Quiet Place is pretty crazy. Stuff happening all around you, and everybody's got to be silent, but of course they can't. So you hear stuff all around. What else? Oh, the pod race on Star Wars. It's all the horrible Star Wars with Jar Jar Binks, but the pod race is pretty cool. Albeit a little bit long, but anyway, the other night I'm sitting here. So this is uncalibrated because the Dirac Live was actually, I thought, since the room wasn't treated, it was measuring, because the microphone's over the seat, so it's taking into account the room quite a bit. So it's getting all the reflections, and then it's correcting the sound in the speaker based on the energy coming off the walls as well. And I think that was highly factored in, because it seemed like when it corrected all that it was sucking the life out of the sound that you heard coming from the speaker. So I actually am not running any calibration at the moment. I think it'll be a benefit once the room is sound treated. But at the moment, I think it actually sucked a lot of the life out of the speaker. So I wanted to hear more exactly the sound that's coming from the speaker, and then my brain will take into account the room issues. That's kind of an interesting phenomenon. I think your brain accepts the room that you're in. You can always make it sound better by room treatment, but your brain accepts the room. So if you correct too much of the sound coming out of the speaker, it can sound off. So we got the vent up. I did not paint it black. I thought, well, I got can lights that are white, I got speakers that are white. It's kind of a stormtrooper look. Might as well just leave that white, and then in the dark I can still see it and open or close the vent. But that helps quite a bit, because that cranks out some heat in the winter, and I'm sure that'll crank out some cold in the summer. And the person sitting here will get all of that, unless I have the ability to angle it like the vent gives you. One thing, I've watched a movie in here every single day so far. Every night. I've fallen asleep in here every single night since the theater's been up. But I was sitting right here in this chair. I'm moving around the chairs just to sort of break them all in. I don't want one chair that's all broken in and then 3 new chairs. But I was sitting in this seat one night, and I'm sitting here, and my hand kind of is right. My arms are about the length to get my hand by the cup holder. Well, I'm sleeping, and then of course the bass hits, and I jump, right? So I have a beer in here. First thing I do, I hit this, flips this thing up into the air. I have 4 remote controls sitting here and my cell phone. I cover this chair, and this chair with beer, and all 4 remotes and my cell phone. And it was this glass. So this footed glass, it doesn't, when you bump it, the bottom catches, and then it flips up in the air and it goes crazy. So I am never using a footed glass in the theater again. Just a little pro tip. Because it took an hour that night and more time the subsequent nights to get all that cleaned up. But I'm glad I didn't have the full aniline leather, because the protected leather, you know, helps it so the leather doesn't look any worse for the wear. But it ran down between them. It was all between them. There, we moved the chair the next day, and where the foot on the chair was, my carpenter buddy stepped because we were putting in the LED lights, and his sock got wet, so that was beer. I mean, that thing, there's probably only 4 ounces in there, but it was like beer everywhere. It was ridiculous. So no more footed glasses. I'm getting short glasses that stick up a little bit and are kind of wide, so if you do bump them, they're just gonna stay in there. That's my summary of that. Anyway, I will stop rambling. You guys have a fabulous evening. I will come back with more progress. Oh, the other thing we got was this trim on. We got the other side of the trim on, so the guide is in there, so the door is easy to pull and it closes nicely. So there's that. All right, well, thanks for watching, and you guys have a good one. We'll see you on the next one.